I want to ask you a question about this guy, just to get him in your head, because think about a guy who does this, right? In my lifetime, I'm not that, no matter what Shapiro says, I'm not that old, and yet I'm old enough to remember the first black everything. The first black anything, I remember it in showbiz. The first black guy on TV, the first black guy to head a series, the first black woman to have a series. All this stuff I remember. Jussie Smollett did none of that. He did none of it, okay? I remember when gay people could be arrested for being gay. That was in my lifetime. Gay people could be arrested just for being gay. That was vice, okay? Here is Jussie Smollett didn't change any of that. He's too young. He wasn't there. His life is a gift. His life is, oh, I walk in, oh, you're going to play you're a gay guy, so you're going to play the gay black guy on Empire and make whatever incredible amount of money you're making for pretending to be that guy. And we're going to tell a story about you in which you'll be very sympathetic and you'll be a hero. Jussie Smollett should be waking up every morning going, what a great country! I love this! What a life I have! Everything is great! Everything is tickety-boo! This is terrific! Instead, it is important to him, think about this for a minute, he needs to be a victim. He needs to say, oh, I was attacked, I was threatened, I was endangered, people threw bleach and called me names. He needs that so badly. If this story is true, and I know we don't know this for a fact yet, but the story up till now has been implausible, and now it's a lot more plausible. But if this story is true, that was what was important to him. No gratitude for who he is or what's happened to him or the people who went before him who made his life possible. Just, it's still going on. You know, everybody likes to think that they have struggled and succeeded at things. I always love it when guys stand up in at an award show and they've won the Oscar or the Grammy or something, one of these self-congratulating things that showbiz is rife with, and they say, they told us it couldn't be done. And I always think, I would like the names of anyone who told you it couldn't be done. Who tells people things can't be done in this country? Anything virtually can be done in this country. Donald Trump is president. Anything can happen in this country. Nobody got in your way. Nobody got in Jussie Smollett's way. Does he get hate mail? Yeah, I get hate mail. You know, everybody gets hate mail. It's a crazy country. Everybody has access to everybody. We all get, you know, lies told about us and horrible, horrible things said about us. But it was necessary for him. Think about that. That's the narrative that he is living in. It's a left-wing narrative. And you know, not only does it prevent, does it shade the way people tell the truth, but it also keeps people from telling the truth. Not only does it shade the way they report the facts, but it keeps people from saying the facts. Here is Kameli Foster from Freethink Media. He's on Brian Stelter's show, or he's on a CNN media show, and he talks about the fact that people off camera doubted this, but wouldn't go on camera and talk about it, and he talks about why. This is cut number 6.
At a minimum, there were people who, I've talked to people off camera, I've talked to people sort of in green rooms who were skeptical, who had questions about this story, were afraid to raise those concerns because of the intersectional nature of this particular accusation. And there are plenty of circumstances like that. And that is something that we have to be aware of. When there are stories that involve very sensitive issues of race and sexuality, and there are accusations and allegations that are being made, when you raise questions about those allegations, it is often the case that people will raise questions about your motivations. Look, I am talking about these stories. I'm talking about the merit of a particular charge. And at the end of the day, it's whether or not that charge has merit that matters. And Robin Robbins, in that conversation, in that interview, had an opportunity to say, you know, just there are practical reasons for someone to ask questions about something like this that have nothing to do with your race or your sexuality. She didn't do that, and there are far too many instances where serious journalists aren't doing that.
True. And I wonder if Foster, this fellow who's talking, I wonder if he thinks to himself, well, wait, maybe that means the entire intersectional narrative is wrong. Maybe if intersectionality produces the inability to speak the truth, maybe there's something at the core of intersectionality. Because earlier on, he actually says, well, we know for a fact that Trump supporters are racist. And he go, do you? How many of you interviewed? What are the polls? Where's your study? How do you know? And what's your definition of racist? I mean, even your definition of racist is part of the narrative. You walk into a prison and you look into the cells and you see that all the people there are black. Is that evidence of racism, or is it evidence that there are no fathers in black families? It's the narrative. You know, you don't know what the narrative is. You have to get a lot of facts and study it from a lot of different angles before you can figure out what the narrative is.